Hey, so in this video I am going over number 5 and number 6 in lesson 3 practice, and then numbers 1 and 2 in lesson 4 practice. So the two I want to focus on, we're finding each angle measurement to the nearest degree. So in this case we're not given a triangle, we're just given an equation. The angle measurement is always whatever is in the parentheses with that trig function. And we want to get this by itself. So in this case, it's a u. So there is not multiplication in between this sign and this u. There's not division, there's not addition, there's not subtraction. But we're still going to do the inverse operation of it. So for example, if we had a simple, let's say 2 times u equals, let's say 4. To get rid of the 2, so the u would be by itself, we would do the inverse operation of multiplication, which is division. Divide 2, divide 2. U equals 2. But there's not multiplication here, so that's not what we're doing in this case. So the inverse operation of sine is just inverse of sine. So inverse sine looks like this. Sine with a little -1 in the exponent. So we're going to take the inverse sine, what we started with, which is sine of u, and what we do on one side, we have to do to the other. So on this side, we have inverse sine of 0.9569. Now, inverse sine and sine cancels out, and you're left with u equals, on this right side, we can't do anything with it. We can't simplify anything, or nothing cancels out. So we just have inverse sine of 0.9569. Now to get our answer, or to simplify to the nearest degree, we have to use our calculator. Now if you don't have a calculator, you can do it on Desmos, or you can download the online graphing calculator, and I can send you the link if you need it. If you have a graphing calculator, for number 6, I'll do it on Desmos. If you have a graphing calculator, you're going to turn on your calculator. You're going to clear everything there. First thing is to check your mode. So in this case, we're dealing with degrees. There is such thing as an angle measurement as a radian. Well, we're not dealing with radian now. So we're going to go to mode and make sure that degree is selected. Do not want radian right now. So to get out of this menu, you can go to second mode to get out of it. And we're going to type in what our u equals. So to get just sine, we would hit sine right there. But we want that blue little word right there. Sometimes it's yellow, sometimes it's green. Wherever that sine inverse is, or inverse sine, we want. So second sine, and then we're taking inverse sine of this decimal. So we're going to do 0.9569. We're going to hit enter, and that would be our answer. So we have an answer of 73 degrees. So let's do number 6. Same situation. We're going to take what we started with, and we're going to get rid of that tangent on the left side. So we have our w by itself. So to get rid of the tangent on the left side, we have to take the inverse of tangent. Again, what what we do on one side, we have to do to the other. The tangents cancel out, and we get W equals inverse tangent of 2.4751. As I promised in the last problem, I was going to show you how to do it in Desmos. This is an online program that everybody has access to if you have access to online. So how you do it is you go to Google, type in Desmos, very first one is what you want. The little reddish, peachish button that says start graphing is also what you want. Now, if you recall, on the calculator we had to change our mode. On Desmos, we have to do the same thing. So you go to this little settings thing in the top right corner, and where it has radian selected, you want to change it to degrees. So to get out of this, you can click over here or click the settings bar again. And we want to type in what our W equals. So we want that inverse tangent of 2.4751. So how I do that, sometimes it looks like this, sometimes the keyboard is already clicked for you. But to get the inverse tangent, you're going to go to Functions. And right there you have that tangent raised to the -1. And that's our inverse tangent. And that pops up in our little box. And then we're going to type in our 2.4. So 2.4751. And that gives you your answer. So it would be 68 degrees. So that would be our answer for number 6. So let's try a few problems from lesson 4 practice. So lesson 4 practice takes us back to our triangles. First thing I suggest doing is identifying your hypotenuse side, your opposite side, and your adjacent side. So hypotenuse should be the easiest one. So hypotenuse, wherever this little box is that indicates a right angle, across from it is your hypotenuse. Then whatever angle is indicated tells you your opposite and adjacent. So if we're talking about this angle over here, our opposite side is going to be this 11 side. And then our adjacent side is going to be the side that touches the angle indicated, but is not the hypotenuse. So this X is the adjacent side. So the information that was given involves the angle, the adjacent side, and the opposite side. So the angle is always involved, but the adjacent side and the opposite side are not always involved. So which trig function deals with the A and the O? What I mean by that is that SOHCAHTOA we split it up every 3 letters. So which one involves an A and an O? Well, the last 3 letters involves the A and an O. So we're going to be using our tangent trig function. So it's tangent of the angle equals O, or the opposite side, over the adjacent side. So we're going to substitute the information in that we have. Tangent of angle measurement, which was 43, equals opposite side, which was 11, over adjacent side, which was x. So we need to solve for x. How we solve for x? First, get rid of this fraction, so we're going to move the x to the other side. Multiplication of x, multiplication of x, cancels out. We're left with x times tangent of 43 equals 11. X is still not by itself, so we gotta divide by tangent of 43. What we do on one side, we have to do to the other. Cancels out. Anything divided by itself cancels out. We're left with x on the left side equals 11 over tangent of 43. Now, I don't know about you, but I cannot do that in my head. So I'm going to either use my graphing calculator or Desmos to put this in so I can solve it or find what x is. So I'm going to do 11 divided by tangent of 43 and hit enter. That is going to give my answer for x. So 11.8. Let's say 11.8 for this one. So then we go on to number 2. Number 2, identify your sides first. What are involved? What sides are involved? So we have our little box, our 90-degree angle. Across from it is always our hypotenuse. The angle indicated is that 55.8. So across from it is our opposite side. The side that's touching the indicated angle but is not our hypotenuse is our adjacent side. So the only two sides that are actually involved is our A and our H. So in our saying Sakatoa, which one has an A and an H involved? A and H is there, so we're dealing with this middle one, which is cosine. A comes first, so A is on the top of the function. And we substitute what we know into the function. So cosine of x, x is the angle measurement, so we've got 55.8 equals adjacent side, which was x, over our hypotenuse, which was 5. So to get x by itself, we got to move that division of 5 over by multiplying on both sides. Division of 5 and multiplication of 5 cancel out. I'm left with x equals 5 times cosine of 55.8. Again, don't know about you. I'm not going to do that in my head. So if you want to use Desmos, you can. You can cancel out what we did earlier and do 5, not 55, 5 times, to get just cosine, go to functions. Make sure you're under trig function, and we're doing not tangent, hold up. Cosine of 55.8. So our answer is going to be 2.8 as x. So hopefully that will help you guys with lesson 4 practice and lesson 3 practice.